The California Board of Parole Hearings has granted elderly parole to a man convicted of molesting multiple young boys in Sacramento County. Gregory Vogel-Sang was sentenced to 355 years to life in prison after being convicted of dozens of charges involving children. Fox 40's Cedric Hood joining us live with the details after hearing directly from law enforcement, Cedric, and prosecutors who were talking about this decision.
Yeah, hey Eric, Vogel-Sang was convicted of molesting multiple young boys during the mid-1990s here in Sac County. Investigators say he used tactics like building trust and manipulation, gaining access to the boys before abusing them. And now the California Board of Parole has issued him elderly parole, and now local leaders are speaking out.
Between 1995 and 1997, Gregory Vogel-Sang sexually molested at least 6 boys between the ages of 5 and 11 in Sacramento County.
A jury convicted him of 27 different charges, and a judge sentenced him to life. In fact, a judge sentenced him to 355 years to life. And the parole board is at it again.
The California Board of Parole Hearings recently granted Vogel-Sang elderly parole after he served more than 2 decades in prison.
The parole board recently agreed to parole him, to let him out of prison when he is only 56 years old, after serving only 27 years of a 355 to life sentence, after he molested, after he kidnapped, after he forcibly sexually assaulted 6 young boys between the ages of 5 and 11. And they're letting him out under one of the most horrible, unjust laws that we have in the state of California, elder parole.
Under the current law, if criminals turn 50 and serve 20 years, they can be considered for release. Sacramento County Sheriff Jim Cooper also spoke out about the case, going even in detail about Vogel-Sang's tactics.
He admitted to inviting boys over to his house for sleepovers, buying them things, taking them places to gain the parents' trust before abusing them. One victim was very young and spent the weekends at his home, Mr. Vogel-Sang's homes, for many, many years. During those visits, the child was molested.
Just 2 weeks ago, Sheriff Cooper spoke out about another convicted child rapist, David Funston, who had also qualified for California's elderly parole.
You don't rehabilitate sex offenders. We are fed up with it. California's fed up with it. Sacramento's fed up with it. These 2 cases are in Sacramento County. Imagine how many more there are in the state of California.
The DA's office is now urging the public to fight the decision at an upcoming hearing.
We'll look through every single thing that we have to look through to try to keep him in. But right now, there is one opportunity to keep him in, and that opportunity is next Wednesday at the en banc hearing. So we're asking people to call in, to show up, and to stand up for children.
Now, that hearing is, in fact, a review. The parole board is going to be reviewing whether they're going to continue with this or not, and that is scheduled for Wednesday, March 18th. And of course, folks can leave comment. They can call that number, as he mentioned, and of course, we'll be watching. Eric.
Oh, Cedric, you mentioned, obviously, in your story, clearly this is not the first time that this has happened. We've covered extensively David Allen Funston. You mentioned him in your story. And now we have, obviously, this case that you're covering today. So how is it that guys like this, that have rap sheets like this, convicted of such serious, heinous crimes, how is it that they're coming up to be eligible for parole to begin with?
Eric, that is the biggest question. That's what we were all wondering in the room. Now, under California law, even inmates serving life sentences can become eligible for parole once they've served that minimum term. So they have to be at least 50 years old and serve that 20-year sentence. And at that point, the parole board looks at things like the inmate's behavior in prison, rehabilitation efforts, and whether they believe that person is a risk to public safety. And again, a lot of people are talking about this. And as you heard, a lot of passion there from the district attorney and the sheriff. They don't want this guy out.
Yeah, and a lot of question as to whether or not that elderly parole caveat should be done away with completely. Cedric Hood live for us tonight. Cedric, thank you.